Back to live from Mississippi on Saturday night. See if I can get everything turned on here. We're gonna stay inside. It ain't really cold here. It was fairly warm actually, but it started pouring down rain, and I just come in from deer hunting, so I didn't have time to get out there and build a fire and clean everything up. And we're cooking a gumbo tonight. Mama's gonna cook it. She does a better job than I do with the gumbo. Let's see. Well, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get my own channel pulled up. There it is. So how y'all doing tonight? Brian Chapman said he was the first one. You number one on the list right now. Mike Reed, how are you? Gomer's Knife Shop. Tim Ward. Susan. Jimmy Sullivan. Uncle Sasquatch. Jeff Claudel. Brandon Wright. So good to see all of you tonight. I'm sure it'll start picking up a lot of people. We're fixing to get some coffee made. So let me turn this way. You put nothing in there yet? All right. Y'all, I can't ever get the filters separated. I spend more time trying to get one filter. But we done learned to keep it in one of them bowls is about the best way. And we got a bunch of, I don't know what this is. They keep spreading all over the counter there. So I've got some backwoods grind coffee. I went by there this week. It's in Carthage, Mississippi. They give me 3 different bags. Well, obviously, I'm not going to open all of them. I had these 2 before, and I can't remember which one, but I liked one of them better than the other one. And it wasn't that one of them was bad. It's just one of them was really good. So this time we got a high noon, and that is what we make in coffee tonight. How much water? Did you put water in here?
Yeah, I'll put it in the coffee in there.
You got 6. All right. I knew while I was building the thumbnail and all for this thing, and I knew she'd come over there and was doing something, but I didn't know how far she got. I don't know how y'all make your coffee. I put like 6 cups on the pot. And then this is a 1 tablespoon scooper, and I kind of pile it up. And I'll put 1 tablespoon for every 2 cups of water on that pot. So everybody has their own method. They tweak it. Some like it a little stronger, some like it a little weaker, and there ain't nobody wrong. You do what you like and put on everybody else. That's how it works. That's what I do. So I got this tripod and it's jacked way up there. I make sure to like put the legs out and set it up. So I got it sitting on the bar. Do you need me to? What do you need me to do?
I got it. No, I got it. I already got everything chopped up.
I love it when she says, I got it. Rosco is here. He said, y'all please acknowledge that his presence has been made. He's a little upset with me because I've been out there working. Which me and him, we had treats and deer jerky and all that today. We snacked around while I was working. He got to ride the buggy. I realized that he really likes that old Polaris buggy better than the Honda. And the reason is there's no doors on the old Polaris, and he could jump on and off at his own free wheel. So we drug it back. Well, I didn't drag it. I just knew I needed to run it because I hadn't run it in a while. And I got it out, was riding around, we cut some firewood today. There's some limbs that fell out of a dead tree down there, and I'm going to cut the tree down. But I was cutting up the limbs that fell under it and piling them up here. I was planning on having them for a fire tonight, but it's a old white oak tree. But I'm going to venture it's a huge tree, but a lot of the limbs is done broken out. And I need to cut it down and cut it up and burn it right now because the hickory that I was working on last year, I still got some of it, but what I had cut and piled that wouldn't under or covered is starting to rot so bad you can't hardly split it. The inside core is still very solid, but anyway, that is the way that kind of stuff goes. Uncle Sasquatch said to tell you, hey Rosco, he really won't up here in my lap. Come on. Oh Lord. Get up there. He'll claw me to death. Oh, he's gonna go ahead and just get on the table. I don't know why we eating. It's good for you to be on the table. Are you trying to moon the camera?
He's smelling like coffee. You want some coffee?
You want coffee? Look, why don't you get right over here and sit down? You ain't supposed. You know you ain't supposed to be on that counter. He gonna lay down up here. Yeah, you lay down right there. You'll be all right. He likes my attention. Miss Alicia Stringer, I got on one of your bandanas. She gave me a box full of bandanas the other day. John said, how long do I leave my meat on the dehydrator? That varies on how thick I get it cut. I was in a hurry and some of it was thicker than others. And I cut it along with the grain because I like to really chew on it. I don't like to just, because I'll eat it so fast that it'll be gone if I cut it across the grain like steak. But anyway, I mean, if you want it more tender where you ain't really got to chew on it, you cut it across the grain, obvious. I think that's pretty obvious. Maybe it ain't. But what I do as far as time frame is I watch it. But it about 12 hours, give or take. If it's cut thinner, you can get away with 8. I like it dried out, but now when you put it in a Ziploc bag, it needs to be more dried out than if you leave it a little moisture, a little chewy, it'll spoil in that Ziploc bag because it's holding that moisture in there. Really, you need to wrap it up in like cheesecloth or wax paper or something like that. But about 12 hours, give or take. I just watch it, and when it gets to the texture I want, I start pulling it off.
Can you watch this? I'm gonna go get some okra.
Yeah, last time we made gumbo, we didn't put no okra in it because we just didn't have none thawed out, didn't go get it. We really got talked ugly about it. We didn't know what we was doing because we didn't put okra in it. It don't worry me. Browning these sausages up in him. Doug Daddy been working on that hunting condo on and off throughout the end of the summer, since probably July or somewhere. And it was just a project that he started, he wanted to build, and then he got hurt and ain't been able to finish it. And deer season done snuck up. He got him a nice green patch. My daddy's got a green thumb. Now, he can make a green patch grow. Mine over yonder at the deer camp looking kind of straggly. And I put a bunch of fertilizer on mine. That's sticky at the bottom.
It's all right.
But anyway, he had worked on that quite a while. And here, won't you get out, Rosco? You up and come on. Come on. All right, we'll get over there and see it. See it. But he's worked on that for quite a while, and it's right here on the back of our property, so we don't have, thank you, Miss Alicia. We don't really have a lot of deer here, but he's got one little old buck coming, and it'll be iffy if he gets to shoot it, because it's got to cross usually 2 or 3 more properties where people are hunting before it ever makes it up here, and there's several of the people around here that's got feeders back through there, so it's very rare that we shoot a deer here on the property, but it's somewhere for Daddy to sit, relax, and go hunting and do like he wants to do, and that's what it's there for. And he built that himself. Now my sister and them helped him do some of it, put the roof on it and some wood up, and but it was just something that he just kind of wanted to build. And I went down there today and helped him get that big insulation out and 2 or 3 things, get him a chair in there and all that where he could go sit in it if he wanted to. Bonnie's getting over bronchitis. Oh, that's tough. Jeff said Bear was waiting on me to say treat. Roscoe's ears perks up when I say treat too. Look at him. You don't need no treat, do you? Do you need a treat?
It's in that house.
What's in him? He's got some, look at him standing up down there. Uncle Sasquatch keeps us fixed up with these. And Roscoe might know he loves them. Look, I guess Lucky get to get some too. But I break them up and give them to him in bites here. Lucky, you get one too. Roscoe don't mind sharing, do you? Y'all see him just walking around like a human on 2 legs? All right, that's enough. You'll be gaining weight if we keep giving them to you. You working on that roof now? I don't even know where all my coffee cups are. I gotta have a coffee cup. We are coffee cup poor up here, y'all. I don't know why, but it's like we got this coffee cup collection up here. I got an old one that I made a long time ago. I think I'm gonna drink out of. This is one of the first face mugs I ever made. It's ugly, ugly. I really like to drink out of my old teacups. I'm going back, what all have I?
Me and Birdie baked cookies while ago.
Uh-oh, y'all got cookies?
We
You
ate
better...
them all already.
He died. I sat down, did he move the camera back around? They done bake cookies and...
We finished decorating one of the Christmas trees.
Jeff, how many inches of snow did you say y'all have? Him and a lot of y'all across the north up through there has got a bunch of snow on the ground. We don't get snow down here, which we get a lot of sloppy, muddy rain. What happens here, and it happens every year about this time, it starts raining, and then when I get over there to where I'm going to deer hunt, and it don't matter where that is, them trails turn into a mud hole because they ain't never no gravel and all on them. And I'm telling y'all, I am probably fixing, he said he's got about 3 inches of snow. I am looking at, I'm probably fixing to get me a trapping rig. The Bronco, if I can get it running, I'm probably gonna get rid of it. I'm looking at a Jeep. So saying that, if y'all was fixing to go buy a Jeep, now keep in mind, if I need to pull a trailer with a buggy or the 4-wheeler on it, I've got my truck to hook to a trailer to pull the 4-wheeler, the buggy and all that with. But to have something to get good gas mileage for me to go back, it's about an hour-and-a-half ride to where most of my beaver trapping is. And we're done beaver trapping until probably end of January. We'll pick back up when deer season's over. We waiting on them to renew all their contracts and all that stuff on that land. And I'm thinking about a Jeep with a 4-cylinder, 5-speed, to just drive, because I can go anywhere. The one I'm looking at's got a winch on it. They want about $3,500 on it. But I know where one for a little more than that with a V6 in it. So I'm thinking the 4-cylinder is all I need, because it's basically gonna be like my buggy that I can drive on the road, and I can take that Jeep and go anywhere in the woods I want to go that is feasible. So I'm. What is y'all's opinions on that? And we do have the Honda Rubicon back. I've been taking it to the woods with me, because if I need to recover a deer, I can get that 4-wheeler into places that I can't take that buggy. So we use it and probably got more toys than we know what to do with. But we're gonna limit that. That Bronco's fixing to leave here. It ain't been nothing but a headache since I had it. I can't never keep it running. So if somebody is interested in a Bronco, 87 Bronco that needs some work project, you want to build one, this and it's solid. Just I can't keep it running.
All right, y'all that make gumbo, do y'all use the filet powder or filet, however you say it?
Where have you got filet?
They sell them in the jar in there. I don't know if it's too old to use.
No, all it is dried sassafras leaves. That's all filet is.
Do you put it at the end, at the beginning? Does it change the flavor of it?
Somebody said don't buy a Jeep. Well, y'all, here's my opinion on Jeeps. For going and doing what I'm going to do in it, they're ideal. You don't want a Jeep to be your main ride. I mean, I got my truck for my work and what I need to do. I need something that I can leave here and drive to the woods and drive off down in the woods. If I get stuck, I can pull it back out. I don't want a Jeep for the only vehicle I got, by no means. So I get that. If that's why are y'all saying don't get a Jeep? Elisa said she used it at the end of her gumbo.
That's what I thought.
Uncle Sasquatch, this one has got a regular set of tires on it. Like, they got some grip, but they just all terrain like what you'd have on a pickup truck. They not like aggressive mud tires, and they not oversized. I don't want all of that. Why not, Doug? Why not get a 4-cylinder? Huckleberry, I agree with that. He said get what you want and what you like. I'm just trying to weigh in whether a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder would benefit me, because my whole goal is when I drive down there, I can usually drive pretty close to where I'm going to be trapping within walking distance of it. But it's going to be wet and sloppy. I don't want to get down there on my truck and get stuck. I'm either going to have to put a winch on my truck, or I'm going to have to pull the 4-wheeler every time I go down there. Well, it's burning a whole lot more gas when I pull the 4-wheeler. So if I had a Jeep and I had a 4-cylinder, would it save me fuel mileage to just drive down there, put my traps in the back of it and get out and go out there and get my traps? Not to mention deer hunting, I could just about drive it to anywhere that I could drag a deer up to. I mean, anywhere I can take my buggy, I could take the Jeep. We just throwing some ideas around. Don't know. I know a lot of people love them, but I'm gonna tell you this: if I get a Jeep, first person that puts a duck on it, I'm gonna come completely unglued. Don't put no duck on my Jeep. If you add the filler to the oil, it will toast it and have a different flavor. I guess that's if you add the filet to the,
To this.
yeah. Jeff, if I could find me a good geo tracker, I'll tell you what I'd really like. I had a friend of mine that had an Isuzu Rodeo V6. That thing didn't burn no gas and it'd go anywhere a four-wheeler go. Four-door, man, we could all ride in it. We'd get it to deer camp, and all of us on them days like today when it's just raining, none of us really wanted to get, we'd go riding all the four-wheeler roads everywhere in that rodeo. And the Toyota Tacoma is good. The only problem is I don't want anything single cab. If I could get a four-door, or it needs a camper shell on it, because I want to be able to put stuff in the back and keep it dry. That was another thing with the Jeep. I was thinking, you know, back there, if I could take the back seats out, and I'd have enough room to put a cooler and put my traps back there. And that's all I really need. But if I need to go get corn and go fill up feeders, you know, I'd have room to pack my feed in there, and if it's raining, it wouldn't matter. So, like right now, my truck, I had to lay it on the back seat. It got full of hunting clothes. So that's why I don't want just a regular cab like a Toyota. But now, as far as going where you want to go, they'll absolutely go. Cal, I ain't gonna wear my hunting clothes in this house. They'll be smelling like gumbo and onions and no telling what. Old Doe blowed at me today. I didn't see her. It was after dark when she come in. And the reason she blowed at me is I was up there fumbling around taking my camera mounts down and putting stuff in my bag and unzipping zippers. I mean, I couldn't see. I bow hunted. And she heard me up there moving around, and it was so dark I couldn't see her. And she was out there just a-blowing. I got my grunt call and grunted back at her. After I grunted at her, boy, it really confused her. She didn't run off then. She stood there and just waited a little bit, and then she blowed, and I'd grunt. She'd wait a little bit, and she'd blow again. So if you get a doe blowing at you, hit that grunt call. Mike, I need me a four-legged donkey. I need a good mule. Like if I lived in the back country, where we could actually ride a horse or a mule, I'd have one. But there's nowhere around here you can ride one. You'd have to get on the road with it. If I could get right on this Corps of Engineers land, we just call it Corps land. It's a WMA, but it's owned by the Corps of Engineers. And if I could directly get on it, yeah, I'd have me a mule or something like that. You could ride anywhere you wanted to go. Jeff, Michelle didn't see that. We didn't see a deer yesterday. I hunted yesterday morning and the evening, and my cameras never went off all day. Now, the deer started moving at night. Right now, the cameras is going off, and I don't even know if I've got the Guard Pro linked on here. We've got the Rio link on here. I can pull my Rio link camera up and let y'all watch the footage of it. On here, you can see it's raining at my feeder. I poured out feed. Leaves is falling. But I don't have, the Guard Pros were going off. I've got two of them out, and I don't know what, I don't know, I can't pull them up on here. I see them going off on my phone up there. If I could find a Jeep with an inline six, I'd be all for that. And they make them, but I don't know where, I hadn't seen any. Most of what you're going to find here is a V6 or a four-cylinder. That is affordable. If you do run across something like that that's a beast, somebody's done a bunch to it, and they're going to want a whole bunch for it. I need something that I can afford. I'm not for borrowing money to buy this. I want to sell the Bronco, take that money and buy something running that I can use. Kind of my thinking. We will have Michelle's truck paid for when? About March?
Yeah.
Be like about 3 months on it, and we won't owe for nothing but the Honda Pioneer. So you wonder how I do what I do is because I don't owe for nothing. Buy something, pay it off, be done with it. That's the way I do. And keep it. Don't be trading. Well, that's paid off. I'm going to trade and get me another one. Now you got a payment again. I don't be liking payments. Payments make you a slave. Bible says you're a slave to the lender. And I feel it when I owe somebody money. I ain't against borrow money. I just said I don't like to. I've had to. I've borrowed a lot of money over the years. I mean, you're going to do it. Bronco's got a 302 in it, Dave. It don't have the big motor in it. Ron Hicks, they wasn't a package. When did I go to the mailbox last? This week, one day.
Oh no, you went. I didn't go with you.
I do want to show y'all what I got. I filmed this the other day. Let me go get something. I want to show y'all. I went to get a packet to the mailbox one day, and y'all check this out. Joey at M4 Laserworks made this and sent it. Now, he laser etched the just in time and the logo, but he hand tooled the rest of this. And it is a Nelson large print, just a Bible. I like it. So I was kind of blown away with this. So you wonder it's got M4 Laserworks on it. And he made me a new stamp for my leather. It is to do stamp the sheaths. It was in there. So he made, if y'all need a stamp to put your logo or whatever, Joey can make you that stuff. It does an excellent job at it. She just stirring for effects, Daddy. She ain't really cooking. She just over there, it just looks good on camera face. A woman in the background stirring in a pot. It's all for views. I'm going, Uncle Sasquatch, I'm going to get hit with that skillet over there, ain't I? No, she is cooking gumbo. I asked her, did I need to help do anything? And she said, no, just sit here and grin and nod.
We might get to eat it tonight, and it might be tomorrow.
I'll still be hungry when it gets ready, I promise you.
I did go ahead and I went ahead and boiled chicken. It's
Mike,
probably a chicken and sausage.
Mike, on that stuff at M4 Laserworks, he can make anything you want as far as that laser etching. You can send him a logo, he can make it, and then any of my stuff he's got, but he does it on Facebook. I've got his email address, but I'll send it to you, his email. You can contact him there and anything you want. But he's got a laser engraver, and where's one of my cups that he did? I've got this is one here's one of them. Now he sent me this one that's got his logo and all on it. But this is some of the ones he did for me and sent to me. So he can make that, and he can do these obviously with your logo if you've got something like that. And he's a good guy. I'm telling you, straight up, honest. You ain't got to worry about somebody hoodooing you or nothing like that. But this Bible, y'all, when I opened this Bible, it just blew my mind. This is probably what I'm going to start doing all my just-in-times and stuff with. And I really like it. I was just... When you get something and it's got your logo and your stuff on it, it's personal, I don't know, it just means a lot. And I don't know, it's unique, you know. I mean, that's the only one there is like that. So that's what makes it special. And then the fact that somebody cared enough, somebody put their time. I mean, he did a lot of that and just sent it to me. I'm really, really grateful. I don't take that stuff for granted. So those of you that have sent gifts and you was asking if I'd received your package, I have not, but it very well may be at the post office. I haven't been up there in like 2 days. So if it's coming in the last 2 or 3 days, it's probably in there. The last thing I got out of that mailbox was the fire piston. This actually came here. But my post office box up there, the last thing I got out of there was that fire piston. So it's been about three days since I've been up there. Something like that. Y'all talking about her beaming me over the head, Unc? One dong or two with that iron pan. My Uncle Sasquatch said one if they do it right.
I don't know, he's pretty hard-headed.
Hey, I've been hit hard now.
I've had to do it before.
I'll tell y'all the one that was the probably the most unique was that lit citronella candle that come zipping by my head one night. Back my wild showing out days when I needed my head wrapped, she tried to do it with a citronella candle that was already lit and burning. And I dodged the candle, but son, I didn't dodge all that wax that was in it. It was hot for a little bit. Lord, glad them days is over with. Michael English, a lot of times in there, if I can get where I'm setting runs and places that them beavers is already working, I don't use any lure. I'm going to make some of my own casters, so with all that stuff I've got now that I'm done trapping, we're going to get started tanning some stuff here pretty quick. The problem is between right now and Christmas, I'm desperately trying to get some people's knives made. I've got a bunch of knife orders, y'all. I ain't no way I'm going to get them all made by Christmas. If there's somebody out there that you really need yours by Christmas, you need to message me. Let me know, hey, I need it bad right now so that I know. Because I've had several people says, I ain't no big hurry. I don't need mine by Christmas. I just want one. I'm going to make them as fast as I can, but I'm not going to make it before Christmas. Mountain Man Hairface got 2 more cut up. Youngest son. Y'all stacking them up. We've got 2 deer so far, so I've got 6 more to go. We can have 8 here. 5 does and 3 bucks. And I think the way it is worded, I'm not sure if you don't get 3 bucks, you can trade them out for does. Because in Mississippi, we are tremendously overpopulated with deer. You ride down the highways here, and there's one right after the other one on the side road. They're tearing up vehicles. And the problem is we got so many people developing land. There's nowhere for them. They staying in hedgerows between people's houses and all. And there's most of it's does and little old stuff. Every now and then you see a nice buck on the side of the road that's been hit. But most of it does. But we've got way too many deer in this part of the country. Ron Hicks, that is exactly what's going on here. There's millions of acres of timberland that is underwater. They're destroying it, and what it does is it's causing your toilet paper and your paper products to go up out of sight. It's causing wood to go up because, I mean, these timber companies buy these large tracts of timber, and a lot of it's got a creek running through the middle of it. Well, nobody's there doing anything with it, managing it, keeping the beavers trapped. And beaver hides are not worth nothing, so most people's not interested in trapping beavers. So you find somebody like me that comes along that's willing to trap them just because you enjoy out in the woods doing something. And these timber companies will pay you decent money to come in there and just get rid of them. So it ain't like I'm going into this property and I'm, getting, they just paying you whatever it takes to get the water off their trees. That's the main goal. So even when I go in there and it's my last day there, I'll tear the dam out and drain the water off, even know that if there's beavers, they liable to build it back up. It's about getting water out of there. But the last place I was at, I pulled my traps out. I didn't catch anything the last day. And because I hurriedly set them traps that night before, but I'll be back in there hard and heavy. That's probably one of the first places I'll go back to when we go back down there. And I may take some tannerite or something. I'm not going to take tannerite in a place when I know there's people in there hunting right now. But once it's February and hunting season's over, yeah, I very well may take tannerite in there and take my rifle and set it off. But I'm wanting to do some coat trapping. I need to do some coat trapping, and I need to go trap some raccoons off my deer feeders. But last year, when I trapped a bunch, I don't know, it messed up, but now I found out it wasn't just a trapping. There was a guy that had a stand not far from mine that killed several of them bucks that I didn't see no more. So it wasn't as much as the setting the traps off, catching the coons, running the deer off. And a bunch of them deer got shot pretty quick there in one weekend. Petey, we getting ready for cold weather. I tried to cut some firewood. I have got to order a sprocket for my chainsaw. I had to go borrow my daddy's chainsaw that he was cutting a limb with when he got hurt. And I got it and finished cutting my wood that I needed to cut up. And so I've got to take a link out of my chain. I've got to shorten my chain up. But I'm finna order a sprocket for that saw. It kept binding up, and the sprocket just wore out. It's an older saw. But yeah, we getting geared up for cold weather. It's supposed to turn cold really tonight and into tomorrow. Tomorrow night is supposed to really be cold. I think we're going to be down like 18, something like that.
Since then.
Huh?
On mine, it went up.
Yeah, they don't know 2 or 3 days ahead of time. It's liable to change 2 or 3 times. It might be in the 40s. Who knows? They saying it's going to turn cold. Petey, I was going to come up there with David this week and hunt with y'all, but I wound up with too much going on here. We had Christmas parties last night. What did we do the night before? We went somewhere. We had a dinner date we went on. We went the night before we had church. but I hunted 2 days, but I had to go deliver some knives and meet some people 2 different days. So I've had a full week of going and doing. And I'm hoping this coming week I can just stay here and work on knives and hunt just a little bit. I'm probably going to try to hunt 1 time a day. In other words, I'm not going to hunt morning and evening because I need to work. So I may try to do my hunting in the morning. We're going to just see. I'd rather hunt mornings. But usually we have our better luck hunting in the evening as far as seeing deer. Unc said it's going to be 10 up there. Alicia Brody's in yonder with Michelle's phone in his hand, glued to it, watching no telling what.
He's been watching some guy hunt on there. And then the guy plays video games, and he, like a Western video game.
$8 degrees in Ohio. It's gonna be cold there, Jeff. That snow ain't gonna go nowhere for a while. John Newton, you talking about the Tepee? I had to do that was another thing. That was one of the appointments I had this week. I had, at 4 o'clock one afternoon, I had an appointment. That was Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday, wasn't it? I had an appointment. So I had to do a FaceTime conference call with Secret Creek. That is what used to be Colorado Yurt Company. So what they've done is it's under new ownership, so to speak. Guy bought it, and he's branching it out. In other words, he didn't want it to be Colorado Yurt Company and sell teepees and wall tents and all this other stuff. So it's Secret Creek is the name of the whole company, and they're still doing Colorado Yurts. They got Colorado Yurt Company as the yurts. He told me what the name of the teepees were, and they are sending me a 18-foot Sioux-style teepee. Flame resistant, got flame retardant material, waterproof, moisture proof. He said, I want to see how it holds up in the humidity down there. I've got my own poles. Here's the problem I've got. When it gets here, I've got to take my poles down and reset them up. My poles are probably going to be too short. I think I'm going to have like 1 foot sticking out above the teepee on my poles. Not a huge problem. It's going to look a little funny. So I'm going to start a process of cutting all new poles and rebuilding new poles for the teepee. So it takes a while, as slow as I am doing everything else. But yes, we got a brand new real teepee coming. I am so looking forward to teepees and teepee videos. I promise you, I'm going to get out there. We're going to cook and do some stuff in the teepee. I'm looking forward to it. Dave, this teepee, yeah, they proud of them. I think this teepee is about a $2,500 teepee that I'm getting. So yeah, they high. They not cheap. But it should last me a lifetime. I should be able to put it up out there, and with the treatment that they've got on it, I shouldn't have to worry about it rotting and dry rotting like the canvas did. So we're going to see, but I'm probably not going to just leave it up indefinitely. I'm going to put it up, leave it up, do a series of videos, take it down, and put it back up in the spring, and I don't know, we may move it around. I do want to take it to the Tombigbee River this year when I do some catfishing and put it up there at the campground. I think that'll make some cool videos. Randy Beeson said he's got 12 hides he's making buckskin out of, all buck. I've got one that I'm bucking right now, the first deer that I shot. Jay said, are you looking for an 8-pointer deer? No, I ain't got no deer really on camera that I'm excited about shooting at. Is why I'm bow hunting. I want to collect my does with a bow. I may shoot all does this year. I'm probably gonna get rid of some cull bucks, but being I'm not gonna be in this particular deer club, I ain't really worried about culling them, and I'm just gonna be meat hunting. Now, if I see a good buck, I'm gonna kill it, but we hadn't seen anything on camera that I'm just really wanting. Wade Hadaway, I have never blued a barrel. Uncle Sasquatch can probably give you more info on that than I can. He's got some experience with bluing some stuff. Michael Craig said his better half has found out she has cancer. Y'all say a prayer for her. Say a prayer for her. Is that, yeah. So I hate to hear that. My neighbor down the road that has cancer, I spent an afternoon down there visiting, talking with them, and we got to talking about church and different stuff, and he wants to be baptized, and he's pretty well bedridden. So I have got a local feed company that's going to loan us a feed trough or water trough. We're going to take it down there, put it in the shop, fill it up, warm water to put with fish cookers and put it in there. And they got a lift, and we're going to put him in a wheelchair and get him out there to that and baptize him. So I hope I can. I don't know if I'll film that or not, but it is a blessing to get to play a part in doing that. So I have got to do a little bit of the Lord's work this week as well. Antlers, Mountain Man, they only make knife handles. Is about all the good thing an antler is for. And they don't even really make good knife handles. Usually you got a lot of work you got to do to them, but I have got some knife handles that I've got to do out of that kind of stuff. If I'm usually the way I do my deer hunting and my horn hunting, after I kill 2 or 3 deer, I'm still buddy, thank you so much. Thank you. But anyway, as far as the deer hunting and buck hunting, once I get enough meat, and I don't have enough yet, I need to kill another doe. That's why I took my bow this evening. I really wanted to shoot a deer with my bow. So I'm still meat hunting. But once I get enough meat that I know, hey, I'm going to get enough meat this year, I'll start waiting on a buck and letting some deer walk. And then over about middle of January, if I'm like, okay, I'm probably not going to kill a good buck, I'll go back to meat hunting and just shoot the first thing comes out to fill my tags, which we don't have tags. We just have a limit. And when I start buck hunting, okay, we get 3 bucks. So when I shoot a buck, the next buck I kill has got to be better than that buck. I'm not going to shoot all little bitty bucks. So if I kill, like last year I killed a 7-point. And then the one after that I killed, I think, a 12-point. So I never shared any photos and pictures and all of the deer I killed last year. Probably sometime after Christmas over in January, I may release some of the pictures that I saved of the deer and a video I made of the deer that I killed last year. And I didn't share it because I didn't want everybody in the deer club all over where I'm hunting this year. You know what I mean? They'll be on top. Where'd you kill that at? You know, y'all know how it is. So I just never, and it ain't about bragging to me. I didn't, when I kill a good deer, it ain't like I got to put it on the internet to show the whole world, look what So, but to share it with people I may this year, I may release some pictures of it just because people assume, if you don't never share any pictures of good deer, they say, oh, you don't ever kill nothing. I might not. You don't never know. I don't have this need to brag about everything, you know. I'm there for the enjoyment of hunting. The experience is what I truly love. Local Life Outdoors, thank you so much. Y'all are showing me some love tonight. I did shoot one really, really young deer. I got to hook up this battery charger. My phone, I was filming with it this afternoon. I have filmed bits and pieces of several hunts. Michelle went hunting yesterday, y'all. And she toted one of the 270 WSMs that we've got. I hope that starts charging. Yeah, I think so. But we didn't see anything. I got it.
Brody wants to know if you've seen his cowboy hat.
Yeah, I know right where it's in the shed down there. You need it?
Yeah, he needs it.
Well, when I get off the live, I'll go get it for you. It's in the shed up on the shelf down there. Okay. I found it in the yards while it's down there. Oh, where was it? It's been down there for a while, but I found it out there in the yard one day. You took it off and just throwed it down and run off. Y'all can imagine a young'un doing that, can you? But I did shoot one young deer. It was the first deer that I shot, and I shot the first thing that come out. And the reason is my daddy was coming home from the hospital that day, and they wanted to cook deer meat. It was a Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and I shot the first thing come out. And I was like, you know what, that younger one will be more tender, because I knew we were cutting all of it up and frying it that night. So I picked what I wanted, you know, as far as meat. And I had a lot of people say, oh, if you know what you're doing, you can cook them big ones to be as tender as the other one. That's right. So if I know what I'm doing, that little one will be even more tender if I know what to do with it, right? So, you know, I ain't arguing that you can't make a old doe tender and good to eat. You most certainly can. But when you know what you're doing, you can make that young one even more tender. So you just got to, you know, use your head. Most people just want to find something to gripe about. I'm not for shooting a bunch of little deer, no, by no means. But now, if I'm needing to eat today, and that's the only deer that comes out today, and I don't have no meat, guess what? Not above it. And if, yeah, you right, man, if they walk out by themselves, it's hard to judge. I'll tell y'all what I do with deer now. After I have killed a few deer, on the wall, there's a couple up there. Let me unplug this for a second. I'll let y'all see some of the ones I have killed. That is, the one in the center right there is Lissy's deer. And you see how them horns just barely come out to the, you can't really see. I was trying to get it up high enough that y'all could sort of see them. This deer over here is the first deer I ever killed as far as a mountable good buck. I killed that deer right there on public land, sitting under white oak trees with a Buffalo Classic 45-70. This one I killed in the last deer camp that I was in with a 270 WSM. And that was probably about 6-7 years ago. Now Lissy killed the one in the middle. It's actually a 10-point. It's got some little small tines. So my rule after having killed a few decent deer, and I hadn't killed no pile of trophy bucks. The one I killed last year was a good one. He was as good as either one of them two that's mounted. And I look at their ears. If the horns come out to the tips of them ears, I've got to plug this back up. It keeps telling me my phone's dying. But like when you're looking at a camera, I have people that'll show me a deer on the camera. Oh, look at this buck I got. And he's looking at you, and them horns is pretty, but his ears are sticking out that far past the horns. I'm like, really ain't that good of a deer, you know? Might be 12, 14 inches, something like that. To get to an 18 to 20 inch deer, they got to get out past them tips of them ears. So That's kind of what I use to judge a deer, and that ain't no exact science because the ears might be longer or shorter. I mean, you know what I mean? But generally, they're gonna be somewhat similar. David said we got 335. We got 342 right now, David. We got some folks on here. Thank all of you again that are watching. I know a lot of you don't comment. I appreciate all of you watching. I really do. Do we have issues with coats on the deer lease? Yes. Fortunately, we've got a lot of deer. Every place that I put cameras, I've had 4, 5, 6 different does in there. So we don't have no shortage of deer, so I really hadn't went after them. I had told them originally when I first joined the club I was. But I just, the problem, the reason I haven't, it's a 30-minute ride over there to check the traps. And I got to unload buggy and all that. So I may, here while I am going deer hunting every day, I may go make some sets over there. The biggest problem is when you deer hunting and you got other people in and out down those trails where you would set your traps. They come by and see a coyote in a trap. Some of them doofuses is going to shoot the coyote. I mean, they can't stand it. They think, there's a coyote, we got to kill it. Don't realize it's in a trap, you coming to get it. There is a live market here. If you know the right people, you can sell the coyotes live for these pens. And Mississippi, as far as I know, allows it. So it's one of the things though, you kind of, they don't really get upset with coyotes. I'll tell you this, if you get caught with a live pig though transporting it, you better have called a game warden and let him know where you going and what you planning on doing when you get there, and let him say yeah or no on it. Because they might come unhinged about you turning wild pigs loose somewhere. They don't like them. And if you see one somewhere and don't shoot it, they get pretty upset with you. So anyway, but I want to do some coyote trapping. I bought some traps and I got them sitting out there. I have not went after them yet. I've got a big bobcat down here behind the house. My dad has got a couple of pictures of a bobcat on our property. He's not just staying here, but he's passing through pretty regular. So we may do some bobcat trapping. Roscoe's up here. I'll let y'all see him again. So I have never caught a bobcat. I had one got in a trap of mine one time, live trap, and he might have mangled it. He ripped the wire apart in there. They a handful. So I caught him and then I didn't catch him. You know what I mean? Roscoe, we see you, son. We see you. Jeff, we don't have to tag a deer here. We don't have deer tags. I figure at some point we'll wind up going to it. Usually things like that, where they start something, it transpires. It's like my boating license. Now in Alabama, if you operate a boat, you've got to have a boating license. Well, I have a boating license, but I never had the card. Mississippi don't require you to have one. They offered them back years ago and did the courses, and I went and took it. And so I've got a boating license, so I went ahead and got the card because it's just a matter of time before Mississippi follows suit with what Alabama done. And but now our game laws is all kind of wonky. Like, we went through a primitive weapons season, and then it's gun season, then it went primitive weapons season, or weapon of choice on private land. So you only had to hunt with a muzzleloader on public land. Private land, you can still hunt with a rifle like season and everything. You have to really read into the laws here to keep up with what's going on. It's like the trapping law. You got a 36-hour law on the traps. So you can leave them this afternoon and skip a whole day and come back the next morning, you're within that 36-hour window. But they really ought to do 48 hours with especially beaver traps, because if you kill that animal, he's dead in there. What difference does it make? Now, if you got live animals, that's a whole different deal. If I've got live, like foothold traps out that's not on drowners, I'm going back the next day because I don't want him chewing his foot off or pulling, fighting, tearing up stuff more than likely. So, but anyway, the way the laws are, you don't understand. So why 36? I don't get that. But that's what we have here is a 36-hour law on traps. A lot of stuff's like that. I think Alabama has more practical laws as far as fishing goes than Mississippi does. And I think in Alabama, don't the hunting go to where once season opens, it's just open? Here, they close it 2 or 3 times. Like, it'll change from gun to no gun to primitive weapon to, it's big as, I don't know why they don't just, let's have bow season or archery for, a month, and then we're going to open up gun season, and this gun season up until, then all of a sudden it's dog season. But it'll be dog season, then you can't hunt with dogs, and then it's confusing. They have introduced Huckleberry a game check-in on our app. We've got a Mississippi Game and Fish app where you check into your WMAs and all of that. And they have a check-in on there. So I figure it is a matter of time before we start doing the tag deal. Most people ain't going to do it. I mean, because they just ain't. But I figure within the next year or so, we'll have to start purchasing tags. It's like the gator hunting. The gator hunting is on draws now, and that's why I hadn't got to do any gator hunting. Man, it's a good place down here. The only problem is in the summer, it gets unbearably hot with the humidity. If we didn't have the humidity we've got, you could deal with the heat. It ain't temperature wise. We only have a short stint that it gets over 100. But the humidity is so bad, it can be 93 and you feel like you're dying out here. That's the only bad thing about, and that's from East Texas to Georgia. I mean, and I'll tell you this, I live about halfway up the state. I can leave here and go to my sister's on the coast, and it's twice as bad down there. So the closer you get to the Gulf, the worse it is. I mean, there's humidity all the way up through Ohio, but the closer you get to that Gulf, the worse and intense it feels. I don't know how to explain it, but it is. I guess it's there's a thicker salt content in it down there. Jay, we do have a few bears. We don't have a bear season. I'll tell y'all this, there's a lady that we know personally pretty well, and they have cows right next to this swamp back here, on the upper end of it, not far from where the mound is, in that general area. And they had a calf that was killed by a bear. They found a couple of them, didn't they? I think they found a couple, and they got to do some research, and I think they wound up with some bears on some trail cams around there, whatever. So bears killed a couple of calves. So yeah, we got some, and they don't stay here. They pass through, and they liable to be 20 miles in a few days. I mean, they not like they hanging around here, and apparently they're not hibernating here. So I don't know. They might hibernate. I don't have answers. I can't know. But yeah, they are black bears. Mike, thank you for joining us. We'll see you later, man.
Well, I got hot.
Yeah, we don't have no trouble heating now. In fact, we don't build a fire in our fireplace until we know it's going to be freezing.
You can raise that window over there.
What it's done is it has getting warmer. It is 60 outside, 76 inside.
My ears have done got hot.
How long's this gumbo like?
Probably a while.
I don't know if I ever showed y'all this knife. The guy that I got well, he passed away. That I got my belt grinder and all of that stuff from had started this knife. And he messed up and you can still see this knife has a little bit of a dip in it because his eyes got really bad at the end and he just kind of quit making them. And this was square out to there. I don't know what he intended to do, but I cut it out and put my style of handle on this, and it has got his logo, his name, Jerry Craig, stamped in it. So this knife, I brought it in the house. It is thicker. It's like 1/8 material, and I don't know what it is.
It's my knife now.
She took it from me. She said, I'm keeping that one. Got Purple Heart on it. So I finished it out, and it's a pretty knife. It'll hold an edge, too. But it looks like you've got the edge boogered up right there.
I didn't do that.
You didn't. I can feel that edge, like, on the side. I shouldn't feel anything rubbing down like that.
I hadn't cut anything but vegetables with it.
On a ceramic plate?
On the wood, that wood thing. Maybe you didn't make it well enough.
I might not. Probably don't know what I'm doing.
I used this cut block.
Let me see that spatula. I had some bunch of people wanting to know about that spatula.
I should have cooked with it tonight.
Yeah, you didn't think about it. Y'all check this spatula out. Fixed it. I didn't want to drill a hole, and I wanted to be able to hang it. So it's got I made me a hook on the end of it where I can hang it wherever I want to, but it's done got rough. I need to go back over the sanding. So sycamore, like y'all that's ordering a sycamore knife, you can sand this sycamore down to it's smooth as a baby's bottom. After you use it, wet it and all that, it raises them fibers, and I have wetted and sanded it, wetted and sanded it out there, and it's just gonna keep doing that. I need to take this one back down there and sand over it again and re-oil it. But look at the grain in that. Sycamore has a beautiful grain to it. And it's all about which way you cut it. Like this edge, there ain't no pretty grain in any of that. But then when you flip it up this way, it's got beautiful grain, so. You could have used it stirring in that. I need me a nail stuck me into them cabinets up there where I can hang it right up there. Coach, y'all got bears thick. From what I talk in the north corner of Georgia, I guess the northwest corner, they are somewhat overrun with them. Brooks asked, how late does our rut run? So our rut has really not yet started. They are somewhat right now maybe thinking about looking for does, but not really. They have not started chasing. Our rut will kick in about the week of Christmas. The week before Christmas, they'll start rutting. You'll start seeing big bucks popping up on Facebook because what happens, most of the people are sitting here watching shooting houses, green patches, and such as that, and I do it too. But I'll do some, like today, I just hung a stand in the woods that I ain't even got a feeder at. I'm hunting a trail close to a thicket, and that's what I'm on bow hunt. And that's really where I'd rather be most of the time, but when I take her or when I take Brody, that's what the shooting houses are more for. So our rut will kick in that week Christmas, because that's when all of a sudden them people that's hunting like that, them bucks start showing up at them feeders and start daylighting, and they'll start killing them. And man, Facebook will fill up with deer around here the week after Christmas, and it'll go till about middle of January. And it has... They will, some of them, and some of them deer will still be in heat, the does will, over into February. Because if they don't get bred, they'll cycle again. So you could see the rut see bucks chasing those all the way to the end of January, but your hot week, the week of Christmas and the week after New Year's up and about the 15th of January, somewhere in there, that's your hard 2 or 3 weeks of they rutting wide open. I mean, they just lose their minds. So that is the week most everybody kills good buck. That's when most all of them were killed. That first biggest one that I showed y'all that I killed on public land, I killed it like the 9th or 10th of December that year, and it's been several years ago. Falcon Den.
Oh, your battery's low.
Well, I turned this on. I guess it's not charging. The other week, my phone just died. %. Now it's, I don't know, maybe that cord. It don't show me up here on this if my phone is charging or not. If it just happens to die, y'all, I didn't get mad, but the other week it died. Like when it kept coming up there telling me the phone was dying, before I closed, I told y'all I was getting off and turned around and the phone died, like went off. Well, before, I didn't ever cut it off last week. I hope it don't do that tonight. I think I got it. But I can't tell with this if it's charging or not.
I forgot to get my phone before I sat in.
Where's it at? Brody, where's Mama's phone?
It's behind me.
Hand me that phone.
This chair's about to dump me.
Yeah, that chair's broke. The screws fell out of this bottom of this chair, and we don't know what happened to them. Like, they should be in the floor, but did you sweep them up and throw them away, or what?
I think they're in that drawer.
I looked in that drawer. The ones that's in there won't fit in it. So I don't know. I figured they'd rather look at you than me anyway. Mountain Man, I'd love to have some snow. I would. Now, let me be really, really clear. I wouldn't want to have to work in it. Being that I can walk down to my shop and build a fire and make knives and walk back to the house, I don't have to go nowhere in it. That is why I wouldn't mind having snow. If I had to work a job and travel in it every day, I probably wouldn't want it either. I mean, I get all of that. So it has a lot to do with your situation to whether you like it or not. You having to work out there in it all the time, yeah, I wouldn't want it neither. I mean, that's just be honest. Jeff said he sent us a snow pic. When I can close the phone down, I can look and see what we got.
I got water boiling for rice over there.
Champagne, it don't show me when I've got the live going on, it don't show me the battery deal to see if it's charging. So that's why I don't know. It don't. Let me turn it up for just a second and see. No, it just tells me, hey, rotate the phone back. It's not gonna come up and let me look to see if it is
What you eating?
Grapes.
And I don't know if it don't
You build.
yeah, it's not gonna let me see. All it done, it's not all. We ain't got no way to know if the phone's charging or not. And usually, you plug it up, plug it to battery, well, it's charging. Well, my lightning plugs, some of them's got to be turned a certain way. It don't plug but charge but one direction. But being that this is lit up and telling me that lets me know something must be pulling power off of it. So I'm hoping it's charging. Did you make rice? Or are you making rice? I just seen somebody said something about boiling rice. Stan, you was in North Dakota? I didn't know that. Miles Dozier, I used to wear overalls all the time. For a long time, that was all I ever wore. And then I just slowly I tell you what happened. I found a pair of pants that I like. Them blue jeans I wear are actually like a stretch material. They're not the old thick denim. I can move in them, and I started back wearing them. I don't like something so stiff that I can't bend down, squat down, do nothing in. I don't know. Because it's so hot here, that thick material just drives you nuts. So I kind of got away from the overalls because in the summer, these are hot. But if you buy them big enough, you can get a breeze blowing in under them. It ain't too bad. But I like overalls. I mean, I do. I ain't got to worry about it. But the problem I have with overalls is I don't have nowhere for my belt knife. I had it stuck in this side pocket. Well, it comes down to my knee, and every time I squat down, bend my knee or something, it hits my leg and wants to push it out of the pocket. Jeffrey Gray, how are you? Mark Melzer asked, was I sipping out of my Uncle Sasquatch mug? Brody is fascinated with the delay that goes on with the camera. He makes a monkey motion on here and then looks over there and then you can see him do it about 2 or 3 seconds later. It fascinates him.
I know usually Gumbo is supposed to cook longer than this, but we speeding the process up tonight.
Anonymous, this house is a barndominium. I put up, I don't know if I turn it up right up here, you can see, and I never did completely finish it, but you can see right there, there's a metal truss running. The tin and the ceiling is out of a barn that I tore down. The tornado that come through here hit a barn, and it destroyed it. So I got the roof off of it, saved it. The wood on the walls is off of a different barn that I took down. I never got the metal roof off of it. We got a lot of the wood. And that's what we put on the inside, but it is wrapped in metal on the outside. It is white metal. Now I've got across the front, I've got, we've got poplar. Or tupelo, it's poplar. I got poplar all the way across the front, standing up with board and batten. But the other 3 sides are white metal. I'm about ready for some of that gumbo. I'm telling y'all, I am hungry. What have I eaten? I ate a sandwich today. Is all I've eaten.
And I got some Spirit of the Outdoors mugs cooling down in the best out there. So
It's been a long time coming.
Coming up.
I've promised some people one, and they ain't never get them. We every time we get some, we wind up selling them to somebody else. Barefoot, we never went back and took that sifter and used it. I got busy with deer camp stuff, and I never went back. We have not went back and dug and looked for arrowheads. This spring, that'll be something I get into. I want to go back and really look. I just hadn't had time. Dog, I have got to build a ramrod for my muzzle loader, for the rifle. I've got to work on that sometime. too much. With this fall, we wound up with way too much going on. I didn't get to do none of what I really wanted to do. I had a lot of big plans that just kind of got swept under the rug because I can't do everything. And even here lately, the videos have been really slack because they just a lot of life going on. I've got several things filmed that I have not been here in the afternoons to sit down and edit the videos. So, a bunch of hunting footage that ain't, what are you doing? You trying to sling your head off? But anyway, hopefully we get everything straightened out and get some of it done. Please settle down a little bit.
We might have to cut the air conditioner on. Whew.
I believe she's having hot flash. It ain't that hot in here.
Yep.
It's 76 though, so it's warm. I was gonna look at, there was another comment I was gonna. What do we do about termites? I spray around the post that goes, now this is all on a slab. We poured a slab around the post, but I spray permethrin, really, a really high concentrate permethrin around it, but it's not foolproof. I have had termites get in here one time, and I can come in here and spray them with that high concentrated permethrin, and it will kill them. It is, we call it 38 plus. But they make a different product. I can't remember the name of it. That's a lot better, and I need to get it and spray. It's a lot more expensive too. And spray it. Larry asked, did I get the Honda going? I have got the Honda four-wheeler back and it's running. The deal with the Honda, though, it is not shifting properly. The guy that worked on it, my buddy down the road, he got everything running right. I mean, everything on it is working good, except it don't shift right. Hey, Brody, we trying to do something here. You got to settle down. And I don't know, we put new sensors. You're going to have to spank him.
Come in here, Brody.
We put new sensors on the motor. We put a new throttle position sensor on the carburetor. We put, and what triggered it, I think, is when we put a new carburetor on it. We had to put a new carburetor because the old carburetor was cracked, was part of the problem. It was dumping fuel into the piston, filling the engine up with fuel, and that's why it wouldn't crank turn over. We got all that fixed. Pulled the brakes off, was trying to fix the brakes, but the cam's locked up on the back, and the front, the hydraulic part of the system is plugged up with stuff. And I was like, we don't want to spend no money on the brakes right now until we get the shifting figured out. So I don't know what's going on with the shifting. We put a new shift motor on it. But what it's doing is I can crank it up and run it and use it as long as I stay in like second and third gear. First, second, and third gear, it shifts all right. When you go above third gear, it like, that's it. It won't shift no more. It won't shift back down or nothing. So you just have to stop and cut the key off, let it stay off for about 3 seconds, cut it back on, it resets, and does it again. So it could be the oil. That bike runs a zero weight oil because that oil runs in that transmission. So I'm fixing to change the oil in it and put all new oil in it that's the right oil and see if that helps. That could fix it. Other than that, I've got a guy in Alabama that said he had a four-wheeler that I could have. It's an 03, it's junked out. The axle or something's broke in it. He said the rear end quit pulling. So it's got working parts on it, and he drug it out of the barn, and it's a Rubicon 500. So I need to go next week and get it, and I'll get all the brake parts, everything I need to fix mine on it, I think. But I've got it loaded on the trailer. That is what I'm hunting with now, is the Rubicon. Darren, how you doing, man? I have got to get caught up on your fishing videos. I seen some of them post up. I'm gonna be honest with you, I ain't had time to watch much of anything. Yeah, Local Live, we've changed all the shift sensors. Put a new one on the side of the engine, everything. We think it's the computer. My buddy said it's the computer. Because when we hooked voltage to the throttle position sensor, you got to get down to, it's like 3.4 volts, whatever it is, I don't remember. It may be a different number. And it's supposed to go all the way up to 4 point something volts when you max your throttle. And it's not going up enough. So we're thinking it's not getting the right signals. We think the computer may be sending the wrong signals. I don't know. I'm not a whiz on all of that stuff. That clock says 8:30. What time is it? It is 8:28 now. Clock says 8:30 back there. It may be an hour behind now from where you are. We are in Central Time now. I will say that, Michigan Prepper. You may be in another time zone over there.
Rosco and Put was fighting.
Seabrook said, what tincture you use for cold or flu this time of year? Oh, you know, I've got fire cider I make that's out there in the refrigerator. I made it last year. I didn't make none this year. I still got some from last year. So I take a drink of it. It's in the refrigerator, in my outside refrigerator, and I take a drink of it when I feel a cold coming on. Bone set is good. I have not made a tincture. I've got a tincture out of goldenrod and what else did I put in there? Goldenrod, rabbit tobacco, and something else. There was 3 different things in there I mixed together and I made a tincture out of. So if I develop a cold, I will make pine needle tea and drink that for my vitamin C. It's better than orange juice. But I was reading, I think bone set, and I've got a bone set tincture. I just have not used any of it, so I don't know how well it works. But I've heard that it,
You better cut that down.
and we make a, I don't put the Jack Daniels in it, but we've used apple cider vinegar with honey, lemon juice, cayenne pepper, something else goes in it. There's several different things we put in there, and we warm it up, heat it up. I think I put some water in it to thin it, and we just drink it down like a glass full, and just chug it. And it'll help with a lot of stuff, but the fire cider has worked pretty good. It's got turmeric and ginger and pine needles and I don't know, it's several different things I put in there. Garlic, cayenne peppers. I don't remember what all I put in it. I have to go back and watch a video because I'll do it different about every time. I just put what all I can get my hands on at the moment in it to make the tinctures and stuff. And I think I did put oregano in my fire cider when I made it, if I ain't mistaken. I know I put some herb. I about know I put oregano in there. And turmeric. Several things. But now it'll take your breath when you take you a swallow of it. We are just starting hide tanning. I've got a deer skin in the buck right now that I'm bucking. Now I have tanned one beaver hide. I didn't film tanning it. I tanned it with an orange bottle. I like to do that just to aggravate people because there's a bunch of people that says, oh, that orange bottle ain't no good. And what it is if you put the right amount of work in there, you can make it good, but I ain't saying it's the best. There's probably better products, obviously. There must be because there's a lot of people swear by it. but I can make a hide come out like I want it with that. But now I don't really, when I do a hair on tide, I really don't want it soft as like a sheet. The reason is when I'm making projects, if I'm making a bag or I don't want it so soft it flops. I want it to have some texture to it. I'm planning on making me some moccasin boots out of beaver hides with the hair on the inside. So that is what my next project is going to be as far as out of hides. Mullein is good. I've got mullein. We generally just make mullein tea if we get lung problems. Now, I've got a friend, Michelle's cousin. He made a mullein tincture. He asked me how to do all that, but he has lung issues. He's battling some stuff with his lungs. I don't know if he actually had cancer. He thought he had cancer, but he's battling some other stuff, and fortunately, he found out it wasn't cancer that he had, but there was a spot in his lung. And he's been taking mullein, and it helps him tremendously. So he's been making tea out of it for a long time, and he finally made a tincture. So I want to find out here before long if his tincture is working better than just making a tea out of it. Greg, good to see you. Yeah, the survival knife is going to be, I've got one that I'm keeping. The first survival knife I've got, I'm keeping. I'm probably going to have to make me a new sheath for it because I just got a regular old sheath for mine. But yeah, I needed it the other day. I was wading around in a briar thicket and I could have used it for a machete. We got dogs under our feet, just chaos. And just
Puppy keeps stuff stirred up all the time.
Man, I don't tan all of them. I try to tan a good many of them. I've got enough right now that I thought about sending some and having them tan just because I had the intentions of making some projects. And after Christmas, I may do that. The knife orders is what keeps my mind. When I'm here, I think I need to be making a knife order. So I wanted to brain tan. Brain tanning is probably better. Brain and egg is equal. You can compare brains and eggs equally. That's one whole, because you use the egg yolk, and I have tanned with egg yolks. They work wonderfully. The method to use them is different. So when I'm doing a hair on, I don't like soaking in the liquid to tan it because it gets warm here. It gets warm here, it can present problems. But if you do the pickle, saltwater pickle with aluminum sulfate or citric acid or whatever you use for a pickle, you can use vinegar. When you do that pickle changes all that. So if you do the pickle process, you can soak a hair on in like brains or whatever else you're doing. But I like to do like Tom Orr does, where he brushes the brains into the side of the hide. And that's the way I did like egg yolks. I would just rub them and massage them in with my hand. You just got to apply them about twice. But that makes a better hide than what I like about the orange bottle is I don't have to smoke that hide to further preserve it from water. It's got the oils and stuff it needs in there. When you massage that orange bottle in there, I don't have to smoke the hide. That's what I like about it. So, Local Live, when you talk about that shift sensor, you're talking about on that Rubicon, there's one on the left side of the engine. You got to take the cover off, and it's tucked up there by the starter. When you put it in, you've got to turn it back, and then where it feels like it's spring loaded. So I took it out, put it back in, but I don't know. I don't know that it's centered correctly now. You'll have to give me some more details on that. Yeah, Anonymous, the El Dorado. I've watched that movie a bunch. That stuff they made to give out sheriff. Yeah, they brought him to his knees. But local live, I didn't. I took that sensor out and played with it to make sure it got put in right. But I had this guy down here working on it, and he's a pretty good mechanic. We've really about decided the computer is presenting some problems that we need to swap it out. So I'm going to try to get this other bike that this guy had and put it on there and see if that. I never had no shifting issues until it set up, and we changed out the carburetor. Well, it came with a new throttle positioning sensor, and I felt like that's what presented all our problems. But after that, we got tinkering on everything. I think some rats chewed on some wires. We had to cut and splice some wires back together so it could be something in there. I don't know 100%. Paw Scotty, we full up in Mississippi. No, I'm kidding. I love Mississippi. I like living here, but I will say this: as far as hunting goes, it's a struggle to find somewhere to hunt. It's hard to find a deer camp that's full of people that you can get along with, that everybody respects everybody. We having problems with ours now. These people getting in and out, and it just, I don't know. You always got a few guys that they want to hunt all over everywhere and not abide by the rules and aggravate everybody else. And I don't know. I'm going to probably try to find me a different club next year to be in. But other than that, there's so many people you can't just like own some property and go out and hunt out here. The people be all over right up next to your property lines. You have to own hundreds and hundreds of acres to be able to hunt your own property. Well, most of us is leasing into timber company land that they own large tracts of timber and they'll lease it out for so much an acre. Thank you, Doris. Michelle Doris said you were so pretty.
Thank you.
So glad your dad is doing. Yes, Miss Doris, we're so glad Daddy's doing good. He's been out. I was working on my trailer lights. Got all my trailer lights working on my little trailer. I'm hauling my buggy and four-wheeler hunting. And I got up the other morning to go hunting, and he walked up here while I was working on it and was helping. Yeah, that one's working. This one ain't. This one is. And we got everything working right. Got out there the next morning, hooked up the trailer lights. Not none come on, so I don't know what happened. I got to work on it again. I didn't have time. I had one of them working today. You ready to eat?
Yeah, it's hot.
It's hot.
I'm gonna fix Brody some rice in just a minute.
Well, let's say the blessing. Lord, we thank you for this food. We pray you bless it and nourish our bodies to give us strength and good health. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I'm gonna let him get some rice.
Brody won't eat nothing that we ever eat. Never does. So we have to specially fix him some of my spoon bent. Rosco, this is mine. That's hot. That right there will take your hair off your tongue. I can tell you now. I'm just gonna let it cool a minute. I ain't gonna lie. Gonna let it cool off. I know that my phone is charging y'all now because that's dropped from 60 to 54, so that's my indicator. Oh. Papa said he's in Venus. There's some areas of Mississippi up here further north that are opened out, like in the Delta areas, but a lot of it's farmland. Down here, your open land is timber. But even that timberland, is lined down the roads with houses, one right after the other one. So when you riding down the road, there'll be house, and then a gate that'll go in behind all that. Well, the thing you got to worry about with a lot of it is them people that live in them houses will walk back in the woods and hunt trespassing. So you deal with that. And then in these clubs, I like a personal stand. In other words, I like my own little spot that I go do what I want to do. Nobody else is messing with it. That way I can stay out of it and leave it alone until I get ready to go hunt it to, that way I know what's going on. And the biggest issue with that is I like to film putting out corn, putting up feeders, building stands. All that is video cause stuff I enjoy doing. As far as the die-hard hunting, for me personally, I can go back here and hunt this public land that's behind my house and just get the woods and hunt. And that's what I grew up doing, and I can do it pretty effectively. In fact, I'm probably going to put the canoe in next week. With this rain we got and it getting colder, I'm probably going to get down there and take the canoe and do some public land hunting. May take the muzzle, which I can hunt. Probably going to take my 45-70. My guide gun. Let us see if this is cool enough we can eat. And y'all, we do have okra in it this time, y'all. No, these are not homemade bowls. These bowls is Pioneer Woman, I think.
Get your hands up.
Settle down. Is it cooled off in?
Dog, thank you. Yes, cool and all. I like filming, and I'm fixing to drag out my DSLR camera and try to do a better job of filming everything. I've been so rushed lately. I have literally, when I get time to film something, I have to film it wide open, hurrying up, trying to get it done.
Brody.
Get up here and sit down. Get up here and sit down. That camera is just about to leave the bar.
Oh, yeah, it's backed up. Be still. Blow it before you put it in your mouth. It might be hot.
Missy, we put a new shift motor in it. The shift motor, changed that out. The one that was in there, part of it was broke on the inside, and we thought, oh, that's what the problem is. We changed that and had the same problem, so. I am not sure what it is. That is good. I need me a some tea, I think. You ain't got no tea either, have you?
I fixed Brody something. You fix it, I fix it.
I get it. I'm gonna leave my coffee.
Y'all
back
keep
there.
it down.
I've got what you want? You want something to drink?
No, he's got something.
You want something?
He said to keep it down.
I can't hear that.
He might get his rear end spanked tonight, right here on camera. I think that'd make for a lot of good views.
This is the worst day of my life.
The worst day. You told me a while ago it was the best day.
No, the weirdest day.
Weirdest. Thank you.
Y'all, we do believe in spanking youngins. The Bible says spare the rod, spoil the child, but it's pretty clear that we hadn't exercised that whole lot. We've been disobedient in the Bible because he ain't had near enough spankings, have you? When's the last time you had a spanking? He don't even know. It's been so long.
Is Santa Claus gonna come see you?
Mm-hmm.
What's he gonna bring?
There's Mike Culpepper.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all what's gonna happen next week. I'm gonna wind up in that canoe down here in the swamp with a fishing pole in my hand. I think a mess of crappie here for Christmas would be good.
I started to ask you to go ride down there today, but then I said, nah, all the people down there be hunting.
Yeah. Well, my biggest issue is I've got a lot of knives near me. I had more free time when I worked a regular job.
I don't want to get shot.
You have to wear your orange if you just go for a walk now. I heard of somewhere there was a hunting accident here not long ago, wasn't there? Mm-hmm. Like in the last week or so, somewhere. My daddy taught me from birth, when you get a gun out and you go hunting, and when you get ready to shoot at something, not make sure that that is a deer, but make sure you know where you aiming on that deer, you know, so.
Did you show everybody my Christmas tree?
I hadn't, no. They don't even know we got a Christmas tree.
I got ornaments. People have sent us ornaments. I got the ornaments. There's my okra.
Yeah, we got, who sent that?
I know, but I can't think of her name right now.
Alicia?
No.
The lady that sent the, that made the cutting board.
Yeah. Mama,
That painted the feather.
Miss Davis, maybe?
I can't remember the name.
I know it.
So
I just
many.
can't think of it right now.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
I've sent her stuff and she sent me
Give a
stuff.
shout out to Blake Brockett. Brody.
Brody, come here.
Come here and tell Blake Brockett, hey. How you doing? Y'all, I got to go eat with Mike Culpepper and his wife the other night.
What?
Tell Blake hello. He's a 4-year-old.
Tell him, hey, he's
Hey,
watching.
Blake. What's his name?
Blake.
Hey, Blake.
We got to go eat, and there was a little girl, Brody, where we was eating. She asked where Brody was. And I got to take my picture with her and everything. It's a lot of fun when you go out and these kids that watch your videos with their daddies or mamas or whatever.
Mike said, what's for supper?
Gumbo over rice. Michelle makes a better gumbo than I do, obviously.
Tell Miss Janet I said, hey.
So we gobbling it up. This is my first bowl, so I know I'm good for 2 bowls.
You
got that fire off over there?
No, it's cooking a little. It's a
Well,
little
I
low.
cut it off. It'll be so hot I can't eat the next bowl.
Well, my okra needed to cook a little longer.
No, cut that off, get it off that eye. I don't want it. I don't want it. It's still bubbling. It'll be burnt, stuck to the bottom. I just want it cool enough next time I get ready for some. Sharon Davis.
Sharon Davis.
I
I
see
knew
Sharon.
I
She
knew
come in it.
it was Miss Davis, but I couldn't think of her first name.
Because she painted that beautiful feather we got down there in the office.
Yep.
And that cutting board, where's it? It's right.
I got it right here, right there, by the microwave.
Yeah.
I don't cut nothing on it. I just sit it for decoration.
It's too nice to use. Jeffrey, you could have come eat soup. Are you over there at the camp or are you at home? Miss Sharon, I'll tell you what our problem is. We've got so many people that love us and are good to us and send us stuff that my poor little OP brain can't keep up with it all. I mean, that's God's honest truth. It's a shame. But I've had so many people send us wonderful gifts. It's hard to keep up with it. But I am appreciative of all of you that send stuff, y'all.
Jeffrey's in Mobile tonight.
Mobile.
Too bad. You could have come eat some gumbo with us. I'm gonna get me a little more. And Daddy's cooking soup for dinner tomorrow.
I may take his gumbo if I need it again. On Sunday after church, Sunday school, we always, or most of the time, go to her mama's and eat. When her grandma was alive, she always cooked Sunday dinner and had fried chicken, and the best fried chicken you ever put in your mouth every Sunday, and cat head biscuits and gravy. Oh my Lord. Well, her mama is a pretty good cook too, and she kept the tradition going after their grandma passed away. And so we still go over there and eat Sunday dinner, but now every now and then we vary it up and have meatloaf. I love meatloaf. We had this big discussion because some of them didn't like meatloaf. I'm like, what? I love meatloaf. So I made a reel about it and found out most everybody else likes meatloaf, but they only like their meatloaf. They don't want to eat somebody else's meatloaf. Only if it's cooked this way, only if it's cooked that way. And I'm like, I'm different because I can eat anybody's. I can eat it firm. I can eat it with onions, without onions. You know, it don't matter to me. If I go to cut it with my fork and it starts falling apart, I can scoop it up and eat it. I don't know. I guess I'm not picky enough.
Mr. Charlie, we remember y'all coming and eating with us too.
Yep.
Sure do.
I think I'm gonna fix me another. Yeah, Michigan Prepper, I need me a dish pan. That's what I need. That's exactly what I need.
I think this is what we're having for Christmas dinner at Mama and M's too, at Gumbo. My sister's coming from Texas and Daddy wanted her to cook a gumbo.
They might ought to let you cook it.
But they put, what is it, on top of theirs. After they cook it, when they put it in their bowl, they put
Potato salad.
potato salad on top of it. My brother-in-law, he's from Crawley, Louisiana.
He's almost got a little Creole in him. A little bit of Creole. And you can tell it when you talk to him. Just like you can tell I'm from about the middle of Mississippi, would sound like turnip greens and cornbread with a little bit of chitlin cooking in it. I really had everybody going when I talked about picking that corn out of my teeth. They still going on Facebook about that. I've never had potato salad in gumbo. I love potato salad and I like gumbo. It's like a Slobber. We was in the first Slobber I ever had. We walked into that store up there by the Tombigbee River, and it's there at Pickinsville, and it's under new ownership now. But they used to have a restaurant in the back corner of it back there, and you could go around there and look, and then they had a Slobber, and I was like, Slobber, I want one of them. And I got that thing, and I bit off into it, and hand, you talking about fine. Me and my daddy looked at each other, and he said, you ain't never had a Slobber? I said, nope. This is my first one, but I'm a fan. I like it. So we need at some point this summer, we need to cook pulled pork, make Slobbers. I bet they'd be good out of pulled beaver, wouldn't they?
Oh, Kyle, when he was here today, he was hoping you had some beaver in the refrigerator.
You know?
I told him, no, you ain't cooked one in a while.
We don't keep none because Michelle won't eat it. In fact, I ain't even got a beaver right now. I got a guy want me to go get beavers out of his pond on some private land, and I got a place not far from here that guys want me to trap. I may get involved in that right after Christmas while I'm waiting on the other beaver trapping. So we'll see. We'll see. It's you have to be careful what all you agree to, because there ain't enough hours in the day to do it all. I've got to really ramp up my knife making here pretty quick, or else I'm going to get fired by a lot of people. Coach, me and you probably think alike. If there's food on the table and I'm hungry, I can eat it. I might not be the best I've ever eaten. That's like a steak. Everybody like, how you like your steak? I'm like, good. I mean, if it's overdone, it ain't my favorite way, but I can eat it. If there's blood running out of it, that's how I like it. I can eat it with steak sauce, without steak sauce. It's like coffee. I can drink my coffee black. I can put honey in it. I can put hazelnut oil in it. I can put sugar and creamer in it. I like it all. I like it really, really strong. I like it kind of light. I can drink it either way. I heard some people talking about smoking meatloaf. I also heard a bunch of people talking about meatloaf sandwiches the next day, and I had never done that. So when she made the last meatloaf, the next day I made a meatloaf sandwich out of it.
He didn't like it.
And it was...
I thought you didn't like it.
It was all right. I'd just soon eat the meatloaf, warmed up meatloaf. But I had never had the meatloaf sandwich. I mean, it was okay. It was all right. I mean, I just... Jeffrey said if the steak's overdone, just cook it a little longer and have jerky for supper. About right. This is opening my sinuses up. I can tell you.
I got something spicy just a minute ago.
You don't know what you put in it?
Yeah, but it was spicier than what it's been being.
Ain't no telling what they put in there.
But it's probably the sausage. I put Tony's and that Creole
What was
black
that?
and stuff.
What sausage did you have over there? There was a little bit of Mosby's left over there, wasn't it?
We don't eat that. I used the andouille sausage.
They probably had some spice in it. I like andouille sausage, but it ain't as good as Mosby's.
Mike said he likes to dip his corn dog in the slaw. I had never tried that.
A corn dog? Wait a minute. When do we have corn dogs and coleslaw? We usually only make coleslaw when we're frying fish or something like that.
I like my corn dogs with just mustard and a little ketchup.
Never had slaw on a hot dog, but I'll tell you this. When you make sloppy joes, let me give y'all a piece of advice right here. When you're making sloppy joes, you way better off to buy hot dog buns than you are hamburger buns. Just know this. It's a better option. It's not as messy. You can hold that that hot dog bun like this and fill it full of sloppy joe and it'll stay there. If you put it on that hamburger bun, it's going to run off both sides every time. And when you eat it, it's dripping all over. I have had to stand here and eat it over the garbage can.
I love sloppy joes.
I like them.
I could eat sloppy joes once a week. But neither one of my kids ever liked them.
Lissy never would eat it. Susan, good night. It's probably a good day down under, ain't it? Had a dressing sandwich. Now, I've never heard of a dressing sandwich. And y'all, the dressing. Thanksgiving, we have turkey dressing. That's what we call it. We got a gravy, like it's a real thin, almost like juice that's got, I don't know what all in it, that we put on top of the gravy.
They call it giblet gravy.
Giblet gravy. Well, a lot of people call that stuffing. Like that is the what we call dressing is what they make and stuff their turkey with is turkey stuffing.
They make stuffing mix.
I know, but that's supposedly what we use for. But down south, it's dressing, and we make it and just eat it. I don't even like turkey. I mean, I've cooked turkey on Thanksgiving several times, but I just ain't crazy about a turkey. It's why I never got really big into turkey hunting.
Oh, Jeffrey said he had sloppy joes for supper.
Be done eating about 10 minutes. You should have had some hot dog buns. Giblets.
Well, normally the real way to make giblet gravy is to use the innards from the chicken or the turkey and make your gravy with it. But my mom and them never done that. My mom always pulled a little bit of her chicken, saved a little bit of her pulled chicken, and made her gravy with it.
It's like old Smoking the Bandit said, it depends on where you standing as to how ignorant you are when you say something. That's like grinnell. Here we got grinnell. It's a bowfin fish, but you go to play the mudfish, cypress trout, shoepet, Lord, at the names they got them.
I'm gonna have to make us some gumbo bowls.
They all different kind of names for a grinnell. Here we call it grinnell, and there ain't nobody wrong. I mean, it's what your grandpa called it growing up, that's what it is, because everybody called it something different. That's the way it is with most things. You find out, you travel over to a different area, and they call it like pine knot. I heard Matt Presley and them, they called it, they don't call it fatwood, they call it, rich pine. But people call it fat pine, lighter pine, pine knots, fat wood. Here we call it pine knots or a lighter knot. But down here, anything you say, you just kind of run all the words together and make it all one big word. You right then.
Well, I'm full now.
Giblet gravy.
The temperature's got to do some dropping for it to get as cold as they say it's gonna get.
Michael, I have never deep fried a turkey. Well, I did help somebody deep fry one time. It's been a long time. We deep fried one somewhere. I remember.
Over the other, maybe?
May have been. I don't remember. I just remember us frying one somewhere one time. Unc said it's already down to 35. We still at 60 outside here.
Feels like 80. We got the windows up in the house.
Yeah, Coach, we was raised on white perch. But then when we got to calling them crappie, it was crappie. And I get to people, oh, it's crappie. I'm like, no, if it was crappie, I'd throw them away. I don't eat nothing crappie. It's crappie here, which, I mean, I'm not one of them people like it makes me mad when somebody calls something different. My whole deal, as long as you know what I'm talking about, we all right. It's like when, I tell you the one that gets me. I love to put a clip in my gun because it burns people's eyes. I mean, it's always been a clip till all of a sudden somebody decided, oh, it's a magazine. I said, no, a magazine's what you read at the doctor's office in the waiting room. That clip, you put it in, it clips up in that gun. Oh, it's a magazine. Why does stuff like that upset some folks so? They'll say, oh, you don't know what it is, you're just ignorant. I said, no, you're only ignorant if you go to arguing over silly stuff. That's the way I feel about it. I don't care which one you call it. But if I know it bothers somebody, I'll say it every time. That's like them poisonous snakes. They always poisonous for me. Just because I know somebody's going to correct you every time. If you want a lot of comments on Facebook, you get on there and say that I killed this poisonous snake with my gun after I got the clip put in there. You'd get enough comments to make it go viral every time. If we'd have had some potato salad, I'd have lopped it off in here just to see if it was good. Has to be, because I like potato salad. But I like my potato salad real yellow now. You got to put plenty of mustard in it. Uncle Sasquatch said I ain't going to say nothing. Yeah, Bonnie. And the reason we got to say unalived is just because some guru that's running a social media platform don't like, you know, just because you're in charge, I guess when you don't like something, you can make the whole world, it's kind of like a power trip, I think. TikTok is the world's worst. I've started me a TikTok, and I'm trying to grow it. I heard that they paid good. The only reason I wanted it was because the government said you couldn't have it. When they banned it, I was like, yeah, I most definitely need that if the government don't want me to have it. So I got it. But I have had more videos deleted and got in trouble more on there than I ever have anywhere else. They don't like Brody driving the buggy. They don't like us letting the dogs play with a squirrel tail. They don't like Brody toting a BB gun. What else is it we got blocked? Oh, they didn't like me dispatching and cleaning a frog, so no skinning animals on there. It's ridiculous. The stuff that they don't allow. My whole life, they'd probably, I don't know, they'd probably euthanize me if they could. So I knew better than to put an animal with a trap, but I get on there and see other people got pictures of animals in traps, and I'm like, how they getting away with that? Because they didn't let me do it. For me, Bonnie, Facebook is the one that's blowing up. I got over 150,000, well, right at 150,000 on Facebook right now. Facebook has far surpassed YouTube. $10, we'll adopt you, come on. Man, that was good. I ain't never gonna get this bowl of stuff eat. I've been in Facebook jail a time or two. I try to abide by their rules. Their rules ain't too bad. I leave politics alone, so I don't have an issue there. I don't even like politics. Jeffrey, it won't be long. You'll get people telling you how to do everything. They'll tell you. Well, you probably ain't missed nothing on Facebook. You ain't been on it over a month. And that's what Samuel Pruitt, I do that. When I'm in my knife shop, I usually watch my YouTube stuff on